Hello, could everyone make their way into the square? Could everyone who's here possibly please just move that way slightly, because there's a lot of people here and we can't all fit. Square.
Please welcome to the microphone one of the foremost members of the elected Mayor's Council of the Inner West and the real Mayor of Leichhardt, Darcy Byrne.
Winter has come to our area, to Inner Westeros, and the people have seen the heads of all of their elected representatives chopped off. But I've got a message for Mike Baird from the people of the Inner West. If you think for one moment that you can run roughshod in our community and there will not be political consequences for you and your party, you are wrong. Mike Baird doesn't give a damn about the inner city or the inner west. When he looks at our communities, he sees dollar signs and development opportunities. We know what his real agenda is. Having eliminated all organised governmental opposition, he plans to give the green light to WestConnex. To rush through wall-to-wall skyscrapers in the Bays precincts, Parramatta Road and the Sydenham to Bankstown corridor. And to spend 18 months eliminating, cutting and burning vital services that local people depend upon. In our opposition to this man, let us never resort to simplistic abuse and invective which he will easily dismiss and which the public will not accept. Because we have something much more powerful in our collective hands. We have something that Mike Baird is rightly very afraid of. Together we can stand up and make sure that his government is abolished at the next election.
Please give a huge welcome to Pauline, Lockie.
Back in 2012 and 2013, when WestConnex was first put on the table by Nick Greiner, the toll road industry was in crisis. Tollways such as the Cross City and the Lane Cove Tunnel had gone either spectacularly bust or they were well on their way there. Companies like Leighton and ACOM, who were heavily involved in those tollways, are now being sued for providing misleading and inflated traffic forecasts on those roads. Companies like Macquarie Bank were also involved in failed tollways. Yet in 2013, when the New South Wales government started planning WestConnex, it invited those three companies, among others, to sit down at the table with them and help them plan and justify WestConnex. And of course, all of those companies had a massive vested interest in the project going ahead, because if WestConnex is built, they knew they would be getting a whole lot of juicy contracts coming their way. So I'm sure it won't surprise any of you to learn that those companies went back to the New South Wales government and said WestConnex was a great idea. And of course, we now see a situation where Leighton's has been awarded billion-dollar contracts to build WestConnex, even as it stands accused of major corruption overseas. ACOM has landed million-dollar contracts on all over the WestConnex, including, unbelievably, the kind of traffic modelling it's now being sued for elsewhere. Macquarie Bank holds a financing contract until 2070. And these are just a few of the hundreds of contracts that have been awarded on WestConnex, most of which were awarded before any planning approvals were granted on this project.
Shame!
Sorry, just let me find my phone. And here's the real kicker, is that if WestConnex is built, we don't get a public asset that we get to keep. If WestConnex is built, it will get sold to a company like Transurban. That is why the tolls on WestConnex are so high, up to $11 each way, rising at twice the rate of inflation every single year.
Please give a big welcome to David Shoebridge.
Up here to talk against Mike Baird. The real problem is, where do you start? Where do you start? Well, let's start with local government. And Mike Baird, his Liberal and Coalition mates have destroyed the concept of local democracy. They've sacked the Inner West councils, they've removed democracy, they're putting their mates to run the place for 18 months, and they think we'll just lie down and have our bellies tickled. Well, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But I want you to know this. It's not just in the Inner West where people are in open revolt against Mike Baird's attack on local democracy. In the Mid-North Coast, Mid-Coast, there's a plucky little council called Gloucester that had a job done on it. They stood up to coal seam gas. They got rid of AGL. They kicked them out of their shire. Good on Gloucester. What did Mike Baird do to Gloucester? He sacked them, he put them in a mega merger, he joined them with 2 other councils, and he thought again, the people of Foster, the people of Gloucester, the people of Taree would just lie down. Well, they did not. They attended their council. They attended the first council meeting of this so-called Mid-Coast Council, where the administrator is a bloke in the pay of the coal industry. And they stood up, the knitting nanas sat in the chairs, and they said they want their council back. Well, we're going to give it to them. We're going to join with them. And it's not just in the Inner West. I've got to say, it's not just in Mid-Coast. My local council is controlled by Liberals. They're taking Mike Baird to court. Good on Wallara. And look around you. Look how many people are out on the streets today trying to say, we want our neighbourhoods back, we want our environment back, we want our democracy back. Thousands here today. It's around the state, but it's around the globe too. You think what's happening in the United States, and a bloke called Bernie, who is actually restoring faith in democracy. This is a global movement to get our democracy back from the robber barons who have stolen it.
My name's Jenny Munro. I am an elder of my people, the Wiradjuri. I come from a long line of fighters and resistors of the colonial project. Our people have been under siege for 228 years. The war's not over. We once again come to tell you, talk to you, as the people have come, immigrants and Australians. We've got to put up the barricades again. Got a radical idea for white and black and immigrant Australia. Let's Sydney people negotiate a treaty with the original owners here from today, now. That's an act. As decent people, let's recognise the sovereignty of black Australia once and for all. Let's do it here. The treaty, we can call it the Treaty of Tabagalli on the waterways of Wan, the harbour here. But it can be a treaty, a message for all of us right around this country, and to the Premier here in particular. We're not going to be stopped, we're not going to be silenced. We come together on this united front because we're attacked on all fronts.